Have you ever found yourself stuck in a conversation with a woman on WhatsApp that started exciting but gradually cooled down? That frustrating feeling of watching the chat lose its appeal is more common than you might think. But what if I told you there are 3 specific messages capable of reigniting any conversation? These are simple yet powerful phrases that, when used at the right moment, can completely transform your interactions. Today, you'll not only discover what these messages are, but you'll also learn exactly how and when to use them to create deeper connections and maintain her interest. And the best part, you will understand why they work so well from a psychological standpoint. Get ready to elevate your conversations to another level. The essence of context in digital communication is a crucial element that many underestimate. When we talk about winning and maintaining someone's interest, it's not enough to send random messages. Every word needs to carry meaning, resonance, and genuine connection to the history of the conversation. Imagine context as a detailed map of previous interactions. Each dialogue, every little detail shared, forms a web of references that can be strategically utilized to create truly engaging messages. The woman doesn't just want pretty words, she wants real demonstrations that you listen to her and value the moments shared. The secret lies in the ability to reference past conversations in a natural and intelligent way. When you mention something that was said earlier, you signal that the conversation hasn't been lost to time, that every word she spoke was important and remains in your memory. This kind of approach evokes a feeling of connection much deeper than any generic or superficial text. It's not just about recalling, but about reinterpreting those moments. A well-placed reference can stir emotions, provoke reflections, and open channels of dialogue that seemed closed. It's like rekindling a fire with just a small spark of attention and care. The art of creating contextualized messages requires observation, sensitivity, and emotional intelligence. You need to be genuinely attentive to the details, understand the tone of previous conversations, and identify the most suitable moments to intervene. There is no magic formula, just a careful construction of communication. Each interaction is unique, just like each woman. What works perfectly in one dialogue may sound completely inappropriate in another. Therefore, flexibility and authenticity are your greatest allies. Your message needs to feel natural, spontaneous, as if it arises from a genuine desire to connect, and not from a pre-written script. Mastering context means transforming simple exchanges of messages into memorable experiences, where every word carries the weight of attention, respect, and true interest. It's about creating emotional bridges that go far beyond the text on a cell phone screen. The first message we're going to explore is a true psychological trigger for reconnection. "I remembered something you said." This phrase has an incredible power to reignite seemingly dormant conversations, as it acts as a subtle and intelligent invitation to emotionally re-engage. When you mention something previously shared, you signify much more than simple recollection. You demonstrate that the conversation hasn't vanished into the digital universe, that every word she spoke remained significant in your memory. It's a delicate statement that validates her feelings and thoughts, creating an environment of active listening and genuine attention. The secret lies in how you develop that recollection. It's not enough to simply repeat words, but to reinterpret them with a new perspective or reflection. Imagine she mentioned something about her professional dreams during a past conversation. By bringing up that theme again, you not only show that you paid attention, but also open space for a deeper and more engaging dialogue. The magic of this approach resides in your ability to provoke curiosity. By indicating that you remembered something specific, you create an intriguing expectation. Her mind will be immediately stimulated to want to understand what specific memory made you recall that moment. However, it's essential to have authenticity in this strategy. The message needs to come from a genuine connection, not from a manipulative technique. Your goal is truly to reconnect, understand, and value the moments previously shared. To master this technique, pay attention to three essential elements. First, choose a recollection that has real emotional significance. Second, connect that memory with something current or relevant. Third, be prepared to develop a rich and engaging conversation after that initial trigger. The true art is to transform a simple phrase into a bridge of reconnection, where every word carries the weight of attention, respect, and truly genuine interest. It's not just about recalling, but about reinterpreting moments, creating a shared narrative that evokes emotions and invites a deeper dialogue. The second powerful message we will unravel is a true emotional device capable of provoking an instant connection. When I first saw you. This phrase acts as a nostalgic trigger, immediately transporting her attention to a unique and potentially significant moment. By evoking the first impression, you create an intimate scenario that awakens curiosity and sensitivity. It's not just about recalling a moment, but about reinterpreting an experience that marked the beginning of a possible connection. The magic of this approach lies in the ability to humanize the contact, transforming a simple message into a narrative loaded with emotion. The secret is in how you develop that recollection. It's not enough just to mention the first meeting, but to add layers of perception that make the account unique and special. What details caught your attention? Was it her smile, the way she expressed herself, or a specific gesture that impacted you? This technique works as a subtle invitation for her to also share her memories and perceptions. By opening this communication channel, you not only demonstrate vulnerability, but also create a conducive environment for a deeper and more meaningful conversation. It's important to emphasize that authenticity is fundamental. The message needs to arise from a genuine memory, not from a memorized script or a manipulative attempt. Your goal should be to truly reconnect and value that special moment. To use this strategy skillfully, consider three crucial elements. First, choose a detail that is truly significant. Second, connect that memory with something current or relevant. Third, be prepared to develop a rich conversation after this initial trigger. The true art is to transform a simple phrase into an emotional bridge, where every word carries the weight of attention, respect, and genuine interest. More than just recalling, it's about creating a shared narrative that evokes emotions and invites a truly special dialogue. The third message we are going to unravel operates as a true device of communicational suspense. I was thinking of something interesting. This phrase emerges as a seductive invitation for a conversation that promises to reveal something intriguing, instantly creating an atmosphere of expectation and curiosity. Its power lies in the ability to generate anticipation without immediately revealing the entire content. It's like a movie that leaves you on the edge of your seat, wanting to understand the next step in the narrative. This communication technique awakens a nearly irresistible psychological mechanism of interest, where her mind will be completely taken by the desire to discover what interesting thought you're keeping. The secret is in the strategic development of this message. It's not just about creating mystery, but building a scenario that evokes genuine interest. Imagine you are going to share something that has a direct connection with a past conversation, some interest of hers, or a shared experience. This adds layers of relevance and meaning to your initial mystery. By mentioning that you were thinking of something interesting, you subtly establish an invitation for a deeper interaction. It's not a direct question, nor a closed statement, but an intermediate territory where curiosity can flourish freely. It's like extending an invisible thread that connects you both through expectation. The mastery of this approach lies in maintaining the suspense just long enough to provoke interest, but not so long that it becomes annoying. The goal is to create a communication bridge where she feels naturally compelled to ask, "What was it?" opening space for a more engaging and dynamic conversation. To use this strategy subtly, consider three crucial elements. First, actually have something interesting to share. Second, connect that thought with some experience or interest of hers. Third, Reveal gradually, creating a narrative arc that keeps her engaged. The true art is to turn a simple phrase into an invitation for a fascinating communicational journey, where every word carries the potential for connection, surprise, and mutual discovery. More than revealing a thought, it's about creating a moment of truly special encounter. Strategies to maximize messages require a deep understanding of the communicational scenario. It's not enough to simply memorize ready-made phrases. It's essential to develop a sharp sensitivity to perceive the nuances of each interaction. The key to using these messages skillfully lies in timing and authenticity of approach. Imagine you are navigating a river of communication, where each word represents a paddle that steers the boat of connection. The messages cannot be thrown randomly, but rather with purpose and intentionality. Reflecting on her emotional state before sending any message is fundamental. There are moments when a lighter approach works perfectly, and others when it would be completely inappropriate. The sensitivity to perceive these different contexts will make all the difference in the success of your communication. Personalization is another crucial element. Every woman has her own language, her own universe of references. What works for one may sound completely artificial to another. Therefore, it's essential to adapt the strategies to the specific profile of the person you are communicating with. Authenticity doesn't just mean being truthful, but being genuinely interested. Your messages need to arise from a place of real connection, not from rehearsed techniques or pre-established scripts. When the intention is true, it transpires in communication in a nearly magical way. Another important strategy is to never be repetitive. Variety and unpredictability are powerful allies in the art of communicational seduction. Use these messages strategically, like special cards in a game of seduction, always being careful not to exhaust them or turn them into empty formulas. Subtlety is your greatest asset. Messages that provoke curiosity, which leave room for imagination, will always be more interesting than direct and obvious statements. It's like leaving breadcrumbs, inviting a journey of mutual discoveries. Remember, effective communication is not about manipulation, but about genuine connection. Each message should be an invitation to a deeper, more meaningful, and truly special dialogue. Curiosity in communication is a true fuel that drives emotional engagement. Your role transcends the simple exchange of words, transforming into a sophisticated art of maintaining interest and connection. Imagine curiosity as a delicate and intelligent bait that stimulates the other person's mind. When you intentionally open loops without closing them immediately, you awaken an almost irresistible desire for discovery. It's like creating little mysteries that can only be unraveled through continuous dialogue. This psychological technique works because human beings are naturally attracted to the unknown. Our minds seek to complete narratives, fill gaps, and understand unfinished stories. By provoking this need for comprehension, you keep the other person fully engaged and eager to continue the conversation. The element of surprise emerges as a powerful tool in this process. It's not about creating artificial situations, but about introducing unexpected nuances that awaken genuine interest. A subtle reference, an intriguing comment, a shared memory in a strategic way, all these elements can serve as triggers to enhance the connection. True mastery lies in developing this curiosity naturally and authentically. It's not about manipulation, but about creating truly engaging communication bridges. Each message needs to carry a subtle invitation for mutual discovery, a territory of encounter where emotions can flow freely. This engagement pattern is not limited to a single dialogue. When executed well, it builds expectations for future interactions, creating a communication dynamic where each conversation becomes a journey of discoveries. The person begins to associate your communication with moments of surprise, lightness, and genuine connection. Provoking curiosity is a true exercise in emotional intelligence. It requires sensitivity to perceive the right moments, creativity to build interesting narratives, and the courage to genuinely show interest in the other's universe. It's not about prepackaged techniques, but about an authentic and careful approach to communication. Mastering this art means transforming simple conversations into memorable experiences, where every word carries the potential to draw closer, enchant, and truly captivate the interest of those you wish to connect with. Timing in digital communication is an element as delicate as a dance. Each movement, each pause, each chosen word directly influences the rhythm of the interaction. Imagine communication as an emotional choreography, where the moment of sending a message can completely transform the dialogue's dynamic. Perceiving the emotional state of the person on the other side of the screen is a skill that transcends simple techniques. It's like having a sensitive radar capable of capturing subtle nuances. When she's going through a stressful moment, an out-of-place message can sound invasive or inappropriate. On the other hand, at the right moment, the same message can be a comforting balm. Spontaneity emerges as a powerful ally, but it cannot be confused with impulsiveness. There's a fine line between being natural and being intrusive. The key lies in the sensitivity to adapt your approach according to her emotional context. A message that works perfectly one day may seem completely out of place another. Developing this perception requires practice and attention to details. Observe the tone of previous messages, the intervals between responses, the expressions used. Every element communicates something beyond the written words. An emoji, a delay. In response, a subtle change in language can reveal much about the emotional state of the person. Digital communication demands a refined emotional intelligence. It's not enough just to send messages. You need to create genuine bridges of connection. Your goal should always be to establish a dialogue that makes sense at that particular moment, respecting the limits and needs of the other. Transforming timing into an art means being truly present. It's not about sticking to a rigid script, but being flexible and attentive. Sometimes, the best moment to communicate is when it is least expected. An unexpected yet genuine message can completely reinterpret an interaction. Mastery lies in balancing spontaneity with sensitivity. You need to be able to read between the lines, interpret nonverbal signals, even in a digital environment. Each conversation is unique. Each moment has its own energy, and your ability to navigate these nuances will determine the success of your communication. Mastering timing means transforming simple message exchanges into truly meaningful experiences where every word emerges at the exact moment, creating deep and authentic emotional bridges. We've reached the moment to consolidate everything. We discussed about communication and connection. The three messages we explored, recalling something said, remembering the first impression, and sharing an intriguing thought, represent powerful tools for reigniting dialogues and creating true, emotional bonds. Each strategy carries incredible potential to transform digital interactions into meaningful experiences. The secret lies in authenticity, sensitivity, and the ability to use these approaches in a natural and genuine way. Experiment, adapt, and observe how your conversations gain new energy and depth.